What is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a great day, great week, all that fun stuff. Hopefully you got everything you needed to done this week. I wanted to make another video kind of talking about something that got brought up yesterday when I was having a conversation with someone. In fact, it was actually a really nice conversation, talked about a lot of things, and this one topic really stood out, and I told the person I was having this conversation with that I had never thought of this topic that way. I had never thought about this or given it much thought, and once they said this one specific thing, it was on my mind for the rest of the day. And that is, why are so many men focused on getting a wife and kids, and they aren't focused about making themselves good husbands and good fathers? Now, I want you to sit with that for a second. Now, if you're watching this video and you're a man or a boy, or you're just of the male gender, most of us get instilled this value from when we are young that we want to have a wife and kids. It's that traditional, we want to pass our name down, all that stuff. We just feel like that's something we need to do. We feel like that's a milestone we need to hit in order to kind of feel like true men, to feel like we have achieved something for the long run in our lives. And the individual I was having this conversation with said, I think that too many men, when they focus on the milestone of getting a wife and kids, they forget about the important step of making themselves good husbands and good fathers. And you find that those people that just hit that milestone of having kids or hit that milestone of getting a wife, they typically hit that milestone and then think that they've achieved it. They think that that was their goal, and they tend to not be traditionally the best husbands or the best fathers to their children. And I realized that there is some truth in that. I think that men today, or men always, have just tried hitting that initial milestone. They think that, oh, once I have the wife, the kids, the nice house and the car, that's what your life is as a man. That's all you need to do, and then you have what other people would consider a successful life as a man. You did your job. But I think we tend to forget that the whole point of getting a wife, or the whole point of having kids, is to make yourself such a great version of yourself that once you get that wife, once you get those kids, you can instill your strong beliefs and your values on these individuals and show them how you have progressed in your life. I think that if you have children, one of the most important things is teaching them your values and instilling some of the things you've learned in your life onto these smaller versions of yourself, or smaller versions of you and your wife. And when you focus too hard on just hitting the milestone of having kids, and then you tend to be a less present father, or maybe even a less present husband, the milestone of having the kids and the milestone of having the wife doesn't progress any farther from there. The children grow up with the mom being the main perspective in their minds, and your wife might become neglectful or think that like you're neglecting her and get upset about that. There's a lot of things that can happen when you don't think past the step of having a wife and having kids. I think that men today need to really challenge that milestone. They need to think deep down in their minds, why do I want to have a wife and kids? Am I ready to have a wife and kids? Am I the person I want to be when I have kids that look up to me as a role model, as someone that takes care of them? Am I that person that a woman is going to look at me and say, I want that to be the father of my children? So ask yourself that. Are you even close to hitting that goal of being the man that children look up to and that women want to have children with? Are you a supportive person? Are you someone that can prove that you can keep others safe? Are you strong-minded? Are you strong physically? There's a lot of aspects in our lives as men that I think we tend to try and skip over and just focus on the goal of marrying someone that's willing to marry us and have kids with that individual, just to say that we did it. Just to say hey, I did it. I had the kids, I had the wife, I have the job. That's all I needed to do. And this conversation I had with this individual, I know I started kind of going off there on a tangent, but this conversation I had with this individual was really eye-opening, because I myself have gone through life up to this point kind of only thinking about one day I'll have a wife and kids, or I want kids. And I've never challenged the fact of, why do I want kids? I've never thought about it. Why do I want kids? And the things that came to mind are, I want my name to be passed on for future generations. I want to be able to teach the things that I've learned throughout my life and the things I will learn throughout my future years in my life. And I want to be able to teach that to someone that is younger than me, in order that they can maybe avoid some of the mistakes that I made, or maybe they can just look up to me. Maybe that's the reason why I want to have children. Or maybe I want to have people that depend on me for safety and just really look up to me. And so thinking about this, thinking of the reasons why I want to have children in the future, really was eye-opening. It honestly was interesting for me to spend most of yesterday challenging my previous beliefs of just the idea that I knew I was going to have a wife and I knew I was going to have kids at some point. It was just something that I thought was going to happen. I didn't necessarily think of the why. Why do I want a wife? Or why do I want kids? There's a lot of things that you could say oh, this is why you shouldn't have a wife. This is why you shouldn't have kids. And so that conversation and that reflection really made me realize that as hard as I work and as much progress as I've made in my life, I'm not at the point yet where I feel like a wife and kids would benefit me in the way that I could be a good husband and father. As much and as possible as it is for me to eventually in the near future get a wife and kids, I do not yet think that I would be a good husband or father. And so that's what I want you guys to kind of challenge in yourself. If you watch this video, maybe you're in your low 20s like me, I'm 22. So naturally, I do have a good amount of time for all this to change. But maybe you're a little bit older than me. Maybe you're already in a relationship with someone and you have thought about marriage in the future and you've thought about kids or having kids with them. I want you to challenge that milestone that has been instilled in us as men from the time we were little. I want you to think about, is this the person I want to make my wife? Is this the person that is going to be the mother of my children in the future? And the most important thing is, am I the person that is ready to have a wife and kids? Am I the person that is ready to be the best possible husband and the best possible father to children that I want to help bring into this world? The world is not a pretty place, and none of us got to choose to be here. So I want you to think about that before you automatically say, I want to have a wife and kids. Think about what it could do for that wife or those kids if you were not the best possible husband or if you were not the best possible father. You could have avoided all that hurt and turmoil if you just waited and thought about it and made that decision for yourself on if you would be a good husband and father to those individuals. So that is honestly the conversation I wanted to talk about. It was really an important topic that having that conversation was amazing, and thinking about it was amazing, and so I wanted to share it with you guys here. So if you have any strong feelings about this topic, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for future videos just about becoming better people, working harder, and just bettering ourselves in some way, shape, or form every single day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and remember to keep grinding, keep working hard every single day, and make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.